Are GLP-1 drugs like Ozempic or Wegovy really the miracle solution for weight loss? They are popular, they are effective, and also controversial. In this video, we will break down the science, the real benefits, and the concerns you should know about, especially if you're thinking about using them. Before we move on, here's something most people don't realize. Drugs like Ozempic and Wegovy didn't just appear overnight. It took Novo Nordisk nearly a decade to develop semaglutide, with trials starting around 2008 and FDA approval arriving in 2017. And developing a drug like this, it's expensive. Estimates suggest it can cost anywhere around 1 to 2.5 billion to bring a medication to market. So let's see how Ozempic or Wegovy work. GLP-1 receptor agonists are medications that mimic a hormone in your gut called glucagon-like peptide 1. This hormone helps regulate your appetite, blood sugar, and how quickly your food leaves your stomach. These drugs tap into that same system, leading to appetite suppression and, in many cases, dramatic weight loss. GLP-1 drugs stimulate insulin, slow down gastric emptying, and make you feel fuller faster. They also reduce inflammation and support several body systems like pancreas, brain, liver, and heart. That's why they are used for managing type 2 diabetes and improving metabolic health. The results? Honestly, impressive. Studies show that semaglutide can lead to an average weight loss of around 50% of body weight over time. In fact, one of my clients started at 98 kilograms, and after several months of semaglutide, along with basic lifestyle changes, his weight dropped to around 83 kilograms. He felt lighter, his blood sugar stabilizes, but here's the most important part. These results are often dependent on continued use. Once the medication stops, weight regain is common unless we address the deeper habits. What happens after you stop? Once you stop taking GLP-1 medications, weight regain is extremely common. In fact, a 2024 review found that people regain from 25 to 90% of the weight they had lost after stopping the medication. Why? Because for many, the weight loss was mostly driven by appetite suppression, not by fixing the root causes. When the medication is removed, hunger tends to come back, and the body may also reduce energy expenditure as a form of compensation. So if deeper metabolic and behavioral factors aren't addressed, like diet, physical activity, and habits, then weight is likely to return. This is why critics argue that for some, GLP-1 medications act more like temporary aid than a long-term solution, unless they are paired with real lifestyle interventions. There is one more issue that often gets overlooked: muscle loss. Because these medications suppress appetite, many people unintentionally cut back on protein and nutrients. Over time, this can lead to a reduction in lean body mass, especially if strength training and protein intake are low. So yes, weight loss goes down, but sometimes at the cost of muscle, which is crucial for long-term metabolic health. Moreover, the treatment isn't cheap. The cost to the patients in the US is around $900 a month. Wegovy even more, over $1,300. In Europe, countries like Germany or the UK, the same medications are just a fraction of that, under $100 in some cases. So when people ask, why are Americans looking for alternatives like berberine? This is a big part of the answer. Let's break this down visually just to make it crystal clear. And keep in mind, we're talking here about weight loss for people who don't have a strong medical reason to use these medications. So not severe diabetes or obesity with serious complications, but general weight management. On this side, we've got the GLP-1 meds only path. Appetite drops, food intake goes down, and weight falls. Sounds great at first, but then what happens when you stop the medications? Hunger often comes back, energy expenditure slows, and in many cases, the weight creeps right back up. Studies show that people can regain anywhere from 25 to 90% of the weight lost. Now, here's the other path. No injections, just nutrition, movement, consistency. You learn how to stay in a calorie deficit through real food choices. You protect your muscles with exercise and protein. And most importantly, you are not just losing weight, you are gaining skills. This is what actually leads to sustainable results. So why invest in something short-term if you are going to have to change your lifestyle anyway? Especially when the lifestyle approach costs less and gives you more control over your body in the long run. What do you think? Does this resonate with your experience? Let me know in the comments. I'm genuinely curious where you stand on this. There have been concerns, especially from animal studies, about whether GLP-1 drugs increase the risk of certain cancers. Here is what the human data shows so far. There is no clear link between these medications and thyroid or pancreatic cancer in people. Still, regulatory agencies advise caution for individuals with a family history of medullary thyroid cancer. I think these medications are powerful tools, but let's be honest, they are not magic. At the end of the day, whether you are on GLP-1 drugs or not, sustainable weight loss still comes down to being in a calorie deficit, nourishing your body properly, and making lasting lifestyle changes. So unless there is a compelling medical reason to use these medications like uncontrolled diabetes or severe obesity-related risks, why not to start by focusing on long-term strategies that build real skills and not dependency? Because if you are going to need to change how you eat, move, and manage stress either way, why not begin there without spending thousands on medications you may not need? So from a dietitian perspective, I think investing in sustainable habits will always pay off more than relying on short-term tools with long-term costs. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Are you considering GLP-1 medications? Have you tried them already? Or are you focusing on lifestyle changes first? Let's talk in the comments. GLP-1 medications are not magic, but they are a huge leap forward in obesity treatment. If you're considering them, I recommend to talk to your healthcare provider and work with dietitian to protect your muscle, balance your nutrients, and build habits that stick. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.